All right, Gino Torretta, the Heisman Trophy winner, joins us on Thursdays, courtesy of Local 519 Plumbers Union. In football and in life, it's about being on the right team. Join the winning team at Local 519 Plumbers Union, a proven path to a strong career. Visit plumbers519.com. Gino will be on the call Saturday night nationally for Canes and Gators on Touchdown Radio. So he will be there. Gino, what do you want to talk about first? The fact that you're getting a statue, a life-size statue, or Miami International Airport? Which one of those topics intrigues you the most?
Actually, I was wondering if Caneswear had like a consignment section for the disgruntled Florida fans, maybe to bring their merchandise back to say, you know what, I'll take 10 cents on the dollar for what I spent for this stuff. So I'll just maybe we start
That's
there.
That's not a bad idea.
I tell you what, you said it's a condensed show. We don't have enough time to talk about the Miami airport, which I go through every single week.
You travel a lot. Solana maintains it's the best airport in South Florida.
I don't know. I guess, is that a compliment? I think they all have issues, but listen, I've been reading signs that says, pardon our interruption in progress. Progress is happening here at the airport. Progress has been happening for a number of years, and I don't see any progressing.
Put that damn train. There's no train on the track. Put a train on the track.
Oh no, we got trains. It's just the cement is falling down. It's like chipping and cracking, and the worst part. You know what? I'll take Miami Airport. It's easy. I know it where it's easy. But why did we have to get rid of the Sun Pass leaving the parking deck?
Oh,
now you got to stop. So
worst.
Somebody can't make like a half a cent on my exit on the toll. I'm like, come on, man, this is terrible.
Nothing better than Sun Pass Plus leaving an airport parking garage.
You are exactly right.
Hawk,
I got to tell you this one. So you're old enough to have flown out of the old, I would say, was the old U.S. Air Terminal where you had to take the train. Like I think it's like the E-gates way out 20 or 30. So when I went to Dublin for the Florida State game last year, that's where the gate, it was like a big double-decker plane. I go out there. I'm telling you, there was more moss and mildew on the windows. Like you couldn't. It was like the old the Vinny when my cousin Vinny goes to the neighbor and he can't see through the window.
The window is completely covered with gook.
I was like shaking my head. I'm like, are we in the United States of America, or did I miss where we took this short train ride to?
Lana, would you like to rebut? I'll give you 30 seconds to rebut.
Concourse J, Gino, best concourse in South Florida, best concourse maybe in the world, I'd have to say. You park in Dolphin Garage.
I don't fly out of J. I use American, so I don't know what you're flying out of J. Is that Spirit or Frontier?
He's a Frontier guy.
No, I'm not. I'm not venturing towards J.
Well, I'm a big fan of Concourse D as well. I'll never turn it down.
Yeah, we know. Very aware.
Concourse J. I did just fly Delta. And unfortunately, you got to go through Atlanta. It's just like, wow, this is really an interesting thing. The parking deck on the J side, it's like every time you turn to go up, you can't go up because there's like scaffolding blocking the going up part. So it's
such a great airport, Solana. You're right. Now that you mentioned scaffolding in the parking garage,
I got all the information.
Fuck, my line for that is just bienvenido a Miami.
What happened? So you're getting a life-size statue at the facility? We just found this out in the last segment.
So the University of Miami has a donor, and he donated $1.8 million to the University of Miami Athletic Department, and he wanted 2 statues of the 2 Heisman Trophy winners to be erected outside of the Sports Center, Heck Center, where we practice, since our stadium's not on campus. So they are starting the process of figuring out what what I'm going to look like and what Vinny's going to look like, and going to build a statue.
Will you be actively involved in the making of the statue like Dwayne Wade was with his statue?
Well, hopefully mine turns out better than Dwayne, because I guess he was a little disappointed with his finished product.
He liked his. The only one who he was.
I know it'll turn
were the
out,
only two who liked his.
Basically, the sculptor that did the Ron Frazier statue, which looks a spitting image of him right outside
exactly
the baseball.
like him.
He's from up in New York, outside the city. So he's it takes like 18 to 24 months. We have to go through pictures of ourselves, of a pose or some kind of game action that we want, and then he comes over and measures my head. Hopefully he's got a big enough tape measure to to measure my noggin, and hopefully he puts some hair back on my head, and it's more of a 1992 version.
And Gino, is it we just learned about it, and I was thinking about it during the break. Is it a big moment in your career, or is it the most attractive depiction of you? Which way would you want to go? Where that's the game I threw for 400, or that's the national championship, or that's this, or is it just I look sexier in this one?
Well, it's hard, to not pick out a sexy picture of myself in the orange pants and the white jersey. But it is. Listen, I knew kind of exactly the photo I wanted, and I said, this is the photo I want, and it was kind of funny because the response was, but that's not you playing. And it was me after we had won the Orange Bowl, went 12-0, won the national championship in '91. I had both hands up, one hand in there, and I got my helmet in there. And I just thought, you know what? That's the culmination of a national championship. It's like winning a lot of games with me and my boys and my teammates and stuff, and enjoying that with Miami. It was in the Orange Bowl. That's really what I'm going to try to have conveyed through that. It's not going to be me running or throwing or something like that. It's going to be more of that moment that celebrating with the team and the fans and winning a championship.
You don't want to make it me and you sitting at Tony Roma's having an onion loaf?
I would like to see how he makes that onion loaf, that brick onion loaf.
All right, let me ask you something quickly before we run out of time about the game. I think we're all expecting a certain thing Saturday night because the Gators have had a rough start to the season and the Canes have had a brilliant start. But as you know, that doesn't always portend what's going to happen on the field. So what do you see happening Saturday?
Well, listen, Florida's got one hell of a defense. They've given up 2 touchdowns in 2 games. They've really given up 2 touchdowns in 3 games, but let's be honest, the first game, really their walk-ons could have beat Long Island University, which I'm still trying to figure out where it's at in Long Island. But anyway, they got a great defense. The question is if DJ Lagway is going to throw to the guys in his jerseys and not the other team. And I think that, hopefully for the Florida fans, it's corrected. For the Miami fans, I hope it's not corrected. But this team has players. And, all these kids on this team were recruited just by Miami and Florida State and Florida. They were recruited by everybody. So they have some studs. And as long as you don't give the game away, I think it's going to be a lot closer game than people think. And it's just, man, listen, it's Miami and Florida, whether it's Florida State, Miami, Florida State. I don't care. I don't really care what their records are. Listen, this is the same team that got their ass kicked against Texas last year. And I thought that was the worst roster I'd ever seen broadcast an SEC football game. And they came back the next week and beat LSU. So I think if you're not the coaching staff of Miami and the player thinking, you know what, they got good players, it's just they're really discombobulated on what's going on Saturdays on game day right now.
And Gino, I asked Josie yesterday about it. And I don't know if I'm doing this because I'm a Gator and I just want you to, make me feel better or not. Like DJ Lagway, I watched every snap at LSU. I'm watching these games. I thought he was going to be in the Heisman Trophy talks. He just, I don't know if, as you watch him, it doesn't like it's turning over fast enough. You bring up the interceptions he throws. Some of them are just embarrassing interceptions. Like, what do you see out of Lagway when you watch him?
Well, physically he's talented, but AR-15 was talented too, Richardson. I think like the thing that's perplexing to me is this is his second year as a starter. Now he was injured, so he wasn't throwing in two-a-days, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking mental reps. He's throwing some picks where you're like, who were you throwing to, and what was the actual read on the defense that you threw that ball?
Yes.
And I think that's where, what's the line? You're either coaching it or letting it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Something either is not being conveyed or not coached to DJ Lagway to say, this is what we want to happen on every single play and whatever the defense is running. And it's kind of head scratching, but listen, there's a lot of quarterback play that I would say is suspect only because the coaches are either not coaching it or they're just letting the kid, make some terrible decisions.
And Gino, quickly, I don't want to give the cheat code. You blitz the hell out of them. Now those decisions have to be made faster. And like, should that be go make him make fast decisions? Because I'm terrified. I don't expect the Gators to beat the Canes on Saturday.
Well, I would say this. I think you got to mix it up and just give different looks. I think defensively, LSU figured out your guys' defense. The middle of the field was wide open, and once they started attacking it, then they were taking on big chunks. So, listen, I think Florida's got enough coaching analysts out there to help. That Channing, they could probably figure out a plan to correct a lot of things. But I think it comes back to not turning the ball over, trying to play a clean football game and not put your defense in bad situations. So hopefully that doesn't happen Saturday night for us.
Gino, you ever use the term town car?
Yeah, Lincoln Town Car. Heck yeah. Those old boats that you could throw a few bodies in the back. People with names that ends in a vowel. We drive those around
anything
Chicago
better than when somebody says, I'm going to send a town car for you?
There's nothing better. You could sit in the trunk in a town car, have dinner, and not even be crumped up in the back of a small thing. You remember how big those things were?
Oh, what a delight! Boats. The town car. You ever use the term whirling dervish?
Whirling dervish? No, I have used rigmarole though.
Well, use whirling dervish on Saturday night's broadcast. That's my gift to you. That's my gift to you.
You know what? I don't know what it is. You gotta send me the definition or something.
All right,
of
I'll send you the definition.
You're not pulling that you know what with
with
me like Don Bailey.
No. You're more aware. You're more aware. Gino Torretta, he can be heard every Thursday with us, courtesy of the local 519 Plumbers Union. With all the changes in how America does business, you can count on one thing: the union-trained plumbers of Local 519. Join a winning team today with Local 519 Plumbers Union, a proven path to a strong career. Visit plumbers519.com.
Might have some defensive analysts that are heading to Local 519 from up in Gainesville.
We'll see you, Gino. Congratulations on the statue. Very cool.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Gino Torretta, the Heisman Trophy winner. He joins us on Thursdays.